This is what the Olympic gold medalist Carl Hester has to say on Team NAF.
My job in all of this, of course, is to be able to say to the experts, you know, this is what I feel the horse is doing, this is what I would like it to look like, what do you suggest? And I'm lucky to be able to have somebody that I can ask those questions to, because of course they are the experts, they're the people that I have to put my trust in, and the horses. You know, we want to ride on teams, we have to think of safe sport, we know that NAF leads the way in that. I have this really wonderful relationship that I feel is trustworthy, I can ask what I like, and at the end of the day it's how our horses look. And I mean, I think we could safely say that, you know, when you look at the type of horses we have and the covering of muscle and condition that they're in, that things are really working well for us.
Welcome to Podmas on the Echo Ratings Eventing podcast, where this Christmas we will be bringing you a new episode every single day in the build-up to the big day. So here we go. Let's crack on with today's show. Welcome to the Echo Ratings Eventing podcast, and it is a cup of tea show very kindly supported by NAF. But because, listeners, we are building up to the big day, to Christmas, I have rebranded this show a festive fizz with. I'm quite impressed with that title, and I'm having a festive fizz with none other than one of the nicest men in eventing, Simon Grieve. I can't believe
Hello.
we have made it this far without having you on the show.
Oh, well, I feel very lucky to be here, and I love the name, Festive Fizz. Sounds great.
A festive fizz. Can I ask you, what would be your festive tipple of choice?
It would have to be port.
Ooh, excellent choice.
Yeah, no, I love port. But I suppose champagne as well. Like, you know, Christmas Day, bit of champagne as well. It's pretty good. But yeah, but port, I love port.
Start with champagne, finish with port, Simon. You're golden.
Yeah, I mean, you're away, aren't you? That's great.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time. I'll be coming around yours for Christmas. Look, let's look back on what has been a brilliant finish to the year for you, because Mr. Fahrenheit, who we will talk about in a little bit more detail in just a second, put in a brilliant performance with the clear cross country at Po to finish, I think, was it his first 5-star completion?
Yes. Yep, it was. And he was mega. It was really good. But we've had a little bit. Well, our season started off really quite well. It was going great, but with Miss Freddie, we had a fall at Bergam, and it kind of knocked both of us a little bit, to be honest. If I'm really honest, and not me, probably more than him. And it just took a little while to get back going again. And I did go to Po, questioning myself whether it was the right thing to be doing, but it was a little bit kind of, you know, make or break. And I had a few wobbles during the week, and then I had a bit of a word with myself on the Friday night. I was like, you're allowed to be nervous about it now, but when you wake up on Saturday morning, you're going to be professional and you're going to be really good about it. Like, you know, one of those conversations in the mirror that you have, I don't know anybody else to find it. And amazingly, the next morning, that's exactly what happened. I woke up and I was in a really good frame of mind. In fact, I've been the best frame of mind I've ever been at a 3-day event, which was really, really good, actually, really helpful for me for future reference. And he was brilliant, responded to it really well, and was great. So excited for next year.
I love that you had a stern word with yourself, but how did you feel coming through?
It's embarrassing. I keep on telling people about it. It's quite embarrassing, but
it obviously worked. I'd roll with it completely.
Yeah, because I was very lucky when I stayed in the hotel, and on Saturday morning I was like, right, I had a little word in the mirror by the door as I went out of the hotel room. I was like, right, you're quite good at this, and so's he. So don't be stupid. Get on with it.
How did it feel coming through those finish flags?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was great. And midway through, like even halfway through, I was like, oh my God, we're doing it. This is brilliant. This is amazing. And then came to the finish, and yeah, I was so pleased. I was so pleased with them. It was great.
To be honest, I would pat yourself on the back as well. I mean, it was a brilliant round, and it had been a really tough few months, because I actually remember watching your fall at Bergam, and it was a really, really heavy fall. And I've no doubt
it was a proper cruncher. Yeah.
Oh, a cruncher is. I mean, it was horrible, and I've no doubt you'd have been pretty sore after it as well.
And him too, you know. And we had he was checked over, vets and physios and all that kind of stuff to help him. But in a way, I suppose, because he's very cocky, Freddie. He's so sure of himself. In some ways, it might have actually done him a little bit of good. I don't know. I mean, it worked when he went and did his 5-star post. So yeah, it was great.
Well, he's done it now. You don't need to do it again. He doesn't need to have any more words with himself.
You can have
words. Yeah, you can have as many words with yourself as you like, Simon, but he can just keep quiet now. Tell us a bit about his story, because I love his story. He is, and I don't know how many of our listeners will know this.
So you have to rewind a bit of time. So I'm good friends with a girl called Phoebe Buckley, who rode a little horse called Little Tiger back in the kind of mid-2000s. And I used to groom for Phoebe at big events, and we went to Burley in 2008, I think it was, which 2007, I can't remember. And Phoebe did an amazing job, and the mare did, and they won Best Mare. And I think they were 16th. And the horse was owned by Polly Taylor, who also owns Freddie. And the prize for the Best Mare at Burley that year was an embryo transfer, 2 embryo transfers actually. And that embryo, one of them was Freddie, and the other one is Tiger Male. They've got different dads but the same mum. And Tiger Male is ridden by Phoebe, and Freddie, Miss Fahrenheit, is ridden by me, and he's by Captain Liberator. And they're both doing incredibly well. Freddie's obviously just completed his first 5-star, and Phoebe is now qualified 5-star with Tiger Male. And which is really exciting. So I've got my fingers crossed that they hopefully, with any luck, you know how horses are, so which fingers crossed for this, that they will both do a 5-star together. I'd love that. I think that'd be amazing. And Val Ginsel, who owns Tiger Male, she bought him as a foal, and she actually bred Little Tiger in the first place. So it's all very interwoven, and it's great. And it's wonderful for Polly because, you know, she bred both of them, and she's very proud of both horses. So I think it's a great story.
That is so cool. I mean, just imagine. So it was Burley that Little Tiger won her embryo transfer. Just imagine Burley 2022. If Mr. Fahrenheit and Tiger Male could both line up.
Oh, it would be so good. It would be so good.
It would be very cool. And I, for those of you listeners that remember Little Tiger, she was such a plucky, cool little horse and really feisty.
And they both were. They were such an amazing combination because, you know, they were quite similar in mentality, Little Tiger and Phoebe. You know, they're both actually, no was never an option. It was always yes, and always we're going to go for it. And they really worked well together.
And Little Tiger wasn't big. Mr. Fahrenheit's not big.
She was 14.3, I think.
I mean, that's very small, actually.
With shoes on, I think. But she was 14.3, and Freddie's he's not big. He's certainly bigger than that, but he'd be. I think he's registered as 16 hands, but I think he might be smaller than that.
That's amazing. And it's so nice to see them both coming through and kind of enjoying their careers and making such an impact.
It's great to see Phoebe back up at that level with another really good horse, and the fact that it is the offspring of one of her best horses back in the day is, I think that's great. I think that's a great story in itself.
Is Tiger Male a big stamp of a horse, or is he similar to...
He's small as well.
Small but mighty.
Yeah, exactly. Small but mighty.
And actually, listeners, Tiger Male was clear cross country at both Bicton in the big 4-star long and at Blair in the 4-star long for a top 10 at Blair actually this last year. So very, very exciting to see what they get up to next year. Yeah. I think it's really cool. And one thing that I would say from your rounds this year, because obviously Bergam didn't go to plan and obviously very sore and came back, and Bicton you made a decision that actually, do you know what, things weren't quite feeling as you wanted them to feel, so you popped your hand up. But I remember watching cross country at Blenheim, which felt a little bit like a sort of you wanted to put the wheels back on the bus, make sure everything was working at the 4-star long.
It does seem a bit bizarre really to be schooling around something like Blenheim, but I kind of was a little bit, to be fair, just getting things back where I wanted them to be. which and he responded really well. He is a fantastic cross country horse. It's just really unfortunate that did happen at Virgin, because we have been a brilliant partnership all the way up till then, and I'm hoping that he's now got that back.
Well, it's done and dusted, and it finished with a brilliant result at Poe. And I've no doubt that going into next year, there are lots of hopes on the table. Have you got anything that you can share with targets for next year? Badminton?
I would love to go to badminton. I'm not sure that Freddie's got enough points to go to badminton, but with any luck, we will aim to go there. I'd be interested to see, actually, what's going to happen with badminton next year, how popular it's going to be, how many people are going to be wanting to try and go, whether there's going to be a massive wait list or not. You just have to kind of wait and see. And then I've got another really nice horse called the Rutman, who picked up an injury at the beginning of this year, but he's back in work now, and I'm hoping to take him to potentially Le Moulin, and then what I'd really love is to take both of them to Burley if possible. So that should be really exciting.
That's very cool. I'll be honest, I have also thought, I don't know how many horses are going to be entered for badminton. I think that there's going to be a real flux of horses.
There's either going to be a mad rush. Or
it's going to be quite quiet.
Or quiet. I don't think there's going to be anything in the middle.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And funnily enough, actually, I think I've certainly heard a few horses planning to make the trip out to Kentucky. Which could make badminton quite interesting. I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch the space. And obviously that is, hopefully, listeners, everything is going to stay, all systems go, as it has been at the back end of this year. What about you, Simon? Because you are unbelievably multi-talented, and you are a bit of a star in front of the camera to boot.
A little bit like yourself.
We should do something together. We should
collab. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're an influencer now, so you know all of the lingo. But it seems like it's been a really, really fun journey.
Yeah, no, it's been really fun. I quite good friends with Jenny Riddle, and she basically kind of got me into it. And I've been doing a fair bit of presenting, a little bit of commentating as well. And I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's good fun.
It seems very, very good fun. And it seems like it has been very, very successful as well. There was the Swipe Up Kick On programme that went out. I know that you've done various masterclasses as well with Horse and Country over the last couple of years. So exciting to have lots of different things. And man after my own heart, Simon, because I love that kind of stuff. It's great fun, isn't it? I mean, I quite enjoy being in front of the camera, but also I really enjoy filming days. It's great meeting new people. It's great, and obviously you're doing interviewing and stuff, and finding out what people are thinking about certain things. And I love it. I've just done a new program for Horse and Country, which is how to rug your horse, with Gemma Tatzel and Weather Beater, and it was just really good fun and really interesting to find out what Gemma's got to say on the subject. And there's an awful lot to actually think about, which you don't really think about. Yeah, I find myself literally just quizzing people because I'm really nosy, but I just find other people really fascinating. You have to be a bit nosy to do it, don't you? Yeah, absolutely. But it's amazing what kind of things you can find out about it. What can you tell us about horses in your yard that our listeners can look out for in 2022? We love a horse to follow on this show.
So I've got a new one that will hopefully go 3-star next year, called Woodcock Destiny. He's very nice. He does a very nice test, and which is great for me because that is probably my weakest link. And I really think people should look out for Vinny the Rutman, because I think he's really cool. He is really cool. He's so beautiful, and I'm just hoping that injury doesn't scupper anything for him. But he's a nice one to follow as well. And I've got some really nice young ones too. And the one that I was really hoping that people could look at is he's gone to pastures new abroad, so which is a bit sad. But hopefully he'll go and do good things with his new owner.
Yeah, somebody else can be watching their progress. It's always a difficult question because I always feel like it's picking a favourite child. But I love putting people on the spot. Look, Simon, it has been really fun. We could sit and gossip for ages and enjoy our port and our festive fizz. But listeners, we hope you've enjoyed having Simon on the show. A big, big thank you, Simon. It's been good to have you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. It's been good to chat.
It has been very good. And listeners, we hope you're enjoying Podmas. So much more coming your way. Do stay tuned and we'll be back with you very shortly.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!